Washburn Culinary Institute is the oldest cooking school in America, started back in 1937. Parrot Cage Restaurant is now in the South Shore Cultural Center, which was once the exclusive club on the South Side. They did have a restaurant here called the Bird Cage, and that's where we took the idea from. We added the fact that we have these wild parakeets that live down on the South Side, so put the two together and got the Parrot Cage. Parrot Cage Restaurant is actually the last semester of what we think is very accurate, real-life experience for our students. We don't market the restaurant as a school restaurant. Most of our customers are pleasantly surprised when they find out that there are students back there cooking and serving food. Our filet mignon is a favorite because it's such good quality and such a good value. The Frito Misto is very simple, but lots of variety of fish, fried perfectly but simply. We love the most to hear when people come in and refer to this as their restaurant. Parrot Cage is a great opportunity for our students to intermingle with the public and a great opportunity for our public to help our students learn. And don't have to worry about any D or C students here. And we have people to follow up behind you to make sure you're going to get an excellent experience.
So Cynthia, you say that the students at the Parrot Cage always deliver straight A's. Tell us why you chose it.
I chose the Parrot Cage because of its location, for one, because it's located in this historic building, which used to be a country club way back in the 20s. It's a fabulous place that we've got students there who are culinary students, and they're there to prepare for their future. The food is outstanding, the service gets an A, and more than anything, I feel just really good about being able to help students, by being there and providing service and dollars to their efforts.
I was thrilled, overjoyed.
Wonderful.
It was the country club feel. You walk in and there's the big, huge windows, exciting wall colors, everything was nice, taken care of. On top of that, the service, right when you got to the door, everybody cared that you were there. They were happy that you made the trek no matter where you were from. There was conversation, they wanted to know why you were there. It was really great.
I have to agree with Byron. I mean, it was fantastic. You walk in and it's like walking back 50 years in time because this building is such a beautiful old structure, and you can hear the voices walking down the hallway, and you walk, and it's a great entrance to a phenomenal restaurant. You walk in, you look through I guess it's a big dining hall that they have there, and the expanse of the lake from floor to ceiling windows is just spectacular. I mean, it's a great start to a wonderful evening.
I know the city has sort of been captured by the historical aspects of the area, especially with books like Devil in the White City. I mean, do you feel like you're going back in time almost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really do.
Walking through the gardens as you were walking through,
Yes,
you mentioned,
yes.
down that corridor, there was just windows and corridor.
Now, Cynthia, you're saying that it's not only just a culinary experience, but you feel like you're giving back to the community. Tell us about that.
And that's absolutely right. The students have an opportunity to have this experience, but as we come as guests, we're not only supporting the restaurant, we're also supporting one of the city colleges, which is Washburn Culinary School.
I was very impressed with the fact that the gratuity that they add onto the bill, that's a fixed amount, goes towards a scholarship fund to help support a student, so they can bring in somebody else and help them build as well, which I was very impressed with. I mean, that's a school that's giving back and really working to try to create some great chefs.
Cynthia, what are some of your favorites on the menu?
Several of my favorites are the salmon. I had the salmon. I've had the lamb chops before. It's delicious, well prepared, great portions.
I thought the menu was spectacular. The choices were great. I had a seafood risotto that I thought was wonderful. I mean, there was an abundance of seafood. My wife had the crusted catfish that was just magnificent. She had never had catfish before, and I convinced her to try it, and it was some of the best that I've ever had. It was wonderful. The food was wonderfully prepared.
So Byron, you took advantage of the prefix menu. Tell us about that.
The prefix menu, you get a appetizer, an entree, and also a dessert. So we took advantage of that. It's a good little deal. So we took advantage of their soup that they had. They had a little 3-soup entree, the trio.
Was wonderful.
Which was, the corn chowder.
Right, it was great.
It was insane.
Right.
Yeah, that. And then after that, we tried the the entree I got was the seafood risotto, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
And then I had, for dessert, the best cookie sundae.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone else had this.
absolutely,
I've had that,
absolutely.
yes.
But when
Yes.
I got it, and it was like a little tray of heaven with the ice cream melting over it, I was done.
And it came in
Insanely
this little
stuffed.
tiny cast iron
Yeah,
skillet.
yeah.
That was just such a great presentation with a
yes.
scoop of ice cream that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
How did the restaurant look to you?
I thought it was sort of like Miami meets the Deep South. There was the bright blue walls,
Right.
and the chairs were it was wickery, and everything was colorful, and the windows were large, but it was still very dramatic and taken care of. You could tell that there was a classiness to it.
So David, the students also are the staff members.
Right.
How was your service?
The service I thought there was a little lacking. I know that they're not professional wait staff, but we did have a couple of times where we had to try to find the waiter or the waitress that was taking care of us to get us some more bread, to bring a couple of other things. It was barely noticeable. I mean, it wasn't a problem, but it's one of the things that you do notice when you're there. But it certainly wouldn't keep me from going back several times.
I would have to
good, that's
disagree.
good.
It might have just been that
Yeah.
evening,
Yeah.
because the night I went, they were on top of everything.
That was the case for me as
Cru-
well.
Removing crumbs off the table every
Yeah.
minute that they had. And they were pretty busy, so they were being attentive. They loved giving the bread.
Right.
And they loved filling the water for us and the wine. They took care of everything for us. So it may have been just an off night.
Yeah,
or,
it may have been an off night.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Well, Cynthia, Parrot Cage was your selection. Give us a summary.
Parrot Cage has great food, great location, free parking, and in the end, you're really giving back to a group of students who are really trying to make a difference in their lives.
All right, David?
It's a wonderful evening to experience some of the great chefs that are going to be out there in the future.
All right. And Byron?
It's a classy gem worth going to, no matter where you live in Chicago.
All right. Well, you can try the inventive cuisine at the Parrot Cage, 7059 South Shore Drive, 773-602-5333. Open for dinner Wednesday through Saturday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $30.